Hi guys, I am Syrachime and I welcome you back to another episode of Pokemon SoulSilver. In the last episode, we went to the Violet City Gym and finally got to take on Faulkner, receiving the Zephyr badge as a result for our efforts, and then shortly after that we came out here and received the egg from Professor Elm because apparently he could not figure anything out with it, and if you actually go to our party, you will see that we indeed have the egg present. So then shortly after that, we were told by some random woman to take care of it for her, and then that was pretty much it, just an episode of randomness. So anyway, this episode, we're going to finish up our business that we have here with Violet City, conclude our business here in this town, and then we're finally going to make our way down to Azalea Town, hopefully getting there by the end of the episode. So we've got quite a bit to do, and I'd actually like to get started on it. So the first thing I'm going to do before we actually move on here is, like I said, we have one more order of business before we move on, and that is I would like to go to one place you can only find around this city here. Now, there's one other route. Well, there's two ways to get to this route. The first route is from, the first way to get there is through this route here, which is Route 36. There are no new Pokemon you can find here right now. Main reason being is because of this tree right here. Because if you talk to it, this is not a tree you can cut down. The tree wiggles and jiggles. So yeah, there's nothing we could do about that right now. If we could, we'd get through a lot. We'd get through much more of this game without it. But anyway, what I actually want to go to right now is I would like to actually head down this way. Because if you do, you will see the Ruins of Alph, the north entrance. So yes, we are going to see the ruins of that ancient alien civilization from that TV show in the 80s, right? Oh, I love that show. But no, we're actually going to check out something else, which I think is something like ancient Pokemon. Something like that Pokemonopolis or something like that. Only one episode referencing ancient civilizations and Pokemon. But anyway, welcome to the Ruins of Alph. Now this place right here doesn't really have much of a purpose at this current time. I mean, if you use Rock Smash, go bust a couple of these rocks, you can get a few items and whatnot. But the main reason I came here is because there's actually one new Pokemon you could find here if you take the process that I'm about to take in order to get it. Now, I'm personally not going to catch this Pokemon, but we'll talk about that more in a minute. But anyway, to get that Pokemon and to do a few other things, you want to make your way around here, go in here, and then we welcome you to more Ruins of Alph. So yeah, we got this lady here, see if she has anything interesting to say. Welcome to this chamber. We are reconstructing ancient Pokemon stone panels. Why are you people doing that? You can rotate stone panel pieces by touching them for a short time on your touchscreen. Haha. I don't know why that's funny, but anyway, if you touch a piece and slide it, you can move it around. We think we should be able to put them back where they were. Alright, so that girl there actually kind of gave us a little hint as to what we were about to do. Anyway, if you go up here and talk to this thing or check out this thing right here, you will see that we have a little stone puzzle here. We got a little clue here that says this Pokemon hides on the seafloor and watches the shore with its eyes on its back. So yeah, you got this little Pokemon here. What you have to do is you actually have to take these puzzle pieces and move them around appropriately. You can slide them around with your touchscreen. Alternatively, just tap them, and you can rotate your things around. So yeah, that's how you do that. What you have to do is you have to line these things up. I hope I could do this. First time I tried this, it took me like 24 hours to get it. I kid you not, it took me forever to get these things. Because I did not know. Back in the old games anyway, it took me a while to get that. Alright, so once we've done that right, you will see it's just more or less a Kabuto, a fossil Pokemon. Once we complete it, we fall through the floor, or at least I do. Zubat just kind of flies down. And here we have another guy that's just weird. Who are you, dude? Did you just come down from above? Well, I guess so. I did fall down through a hole in the floor. So, you must have solved the stone panel puzzle. Yes, I did. Why do you... This is wonderful! Why is that, dude? All I did was solve a puzzle. Any 10-year-old kid can do that. Anyway, you seem to have some talent with archaeology, and delivering things, and hatching eggs, and a bunch of other things that some random 10-year-old kid should not have, but anyway, you were saying. I will give you this unknown report. So it's a report that's so incredible you don't even know what it is? No, this is... It's not. That's not what it is. I'll explain what it is in a minute, but first... It records unknown as you capture them. I'm sure it'll come in handy. And with that, Chime obtained the unknown report. Whatever an unknown report is, well, as it turns out, unknown is actually a Pokemon I will identify in a bit. First things first, we'll watch that random guy walk away. There is a strange presence here. I sense it. It is a bunch of Rhydons looking in that direction. Yeah, it's really unique. Well, anyway. Alright, so there's one new Pokemon you could find here, and if you could not tell, this is it. I give you the worthless Psychic-type Pokemon Unknown, which is named for the same reasons I swear Game Freak made for it, which is I really don't know why they made this thing. Reason being, Well, taking a look at Unknown. As I said, Unknown is a Psychic-type Pokemon, found in both versions of the game throughout all the time cycles. Now, the reason I say Unknown is a bad Pokemon is because there are absolutely no positives about this Pokemon at all. It has no stats whatsoever. It's frail, can't take hits, it can't do anything offensively, it's slow, and it doesn't even learn a single move outside of Hidden Power, which can be any random move, but not even getting a Psychic Stab or anything like that. This Pokemon is ridiculous. It has no positives at all. I mean, if there's one good thing I could say about it, you can get creative. These things do come in every letter of the alphabet, plus an exclamation mark and question mark. You could write your name if you want to in your party with this, but that's really it. This Pokemon doesn't have any positives at all. And because of that, I actually just recommend you pass on this, which is what I'm going to do now. Alright, so there is Unknown. You unlock these things by taking that stone panel puzzle thingy up there, which is what I just did. Now that we fell down here, unfortunately we're at the way back of the thing. I'm hoping I can get through this without running into any wild Pokemon. There are a couple of people down here you could talk to, but I'm personally not going to talk to them because they really don't have anything too interesting to say. And besides that, stupid random encounters. I've only been in 5 episodes or 6 episodes with these things, and they're already annoying. Already annoying everything out of me. Alright, as I was trying to say before I was interrupted by an Unknown. Yes, I know why I was interrupted. Never mind. I was trying to be goofy, but anyway. I'm actually not going to be showing anything else inside of the Ruins of Alph. I just wanted to show that there in case you wanted to collect that for your Pokédex. But yeah, outside of that, there's really nothing else here worth your time, at least not at this moment. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to come back to this area, though you can explore more of it when you get a certain HM that will be available later in the game. But like I said, there's not really much here outside of maybe a few items, the unknowns, and stuff like that. So if you want to, feel free to look around a little bit more, but I think my business is actually done here because I have more important things to do elsewhere. So we're going to go ahead and do that accordingly. Might be wondering why I took this route out instead of going the other way. Well, the main reason is because once we go over here, we have made it through Route 32 once again. So yes, there are 2 ways to get to Route 32. You can go through the north and make your way around the long way, or you can just go south of the gym. Whichever way makes you happy. So now anyway, now that we've actually done the Ruins of Alph, we're going to go ahead and move on through Route 32, excuse me, and try to get to Azalea Town that way. Now, unlike before when we actually try to go through this time, this guy actually has something very interesting for us. Talk to him, he says, "Wait up, what's the hurry? Have to get to Azalea Town. Dude got more important things to do than talk to random strangers on the street." Anyway, you have some good Pokemon there. Thank you, you cannot have them. They are mine. It must be from the training you gave them around Violet City. Sure, let's go with that. The training at the gym must have been especially helpful. Not really, I got through that by biting birds. Literally, I just realized I did that. Anyway, as a souvenir of Violet City, take this. And with that, he says it increases the power of grass-type moves. Here he will give you Miracle Seed, which, as I said, increases the power of grass-type moves by 10%. And I currently don't have a grass type in your party. If you have a Bellsprout, this is a really good item to equip to it. But if you don't worry about that. It's not really that big of a deal. Just a 10% boost. You will be able to get other things like that later on, but we'll worry about that later. Alright, as I've already identified all the Pokemon we could find here, we're just going to go ahead and move on, trying to avoid random encounters. As I do, I guess we could do a couple of Pokemon battles, since we haven't shown any yet. So first battle, here we go. I give you whoever this guy is. I haven't seen you around here before, so you think you're pretty tough? Yeah, you bet I do. I have a bat and a crocodile. I could take you on, dude, and beat you with my eyes closed. Well, Zubat can. I don't know if I can. But anyway, welcome, youngster Albert. Sends out a Rattata. Well, this is going to be entertaining. I will admit the main reason I'm doing these battles is to level up a little bit. I'd like to teach Zubat a really good move for the next gym leader coming up. I will identify who that is and what that is later. But we will talk about that later. Ooh, Zubat versus Zubat. Definitely keeping this Pokemon out there. Alright. It is a mighty battle between 2 vicious Zubats. One at level 8 who knows nothing but... Yeah, I'm totally going to win this fight here because all that thing knows is Supersonic and Leech Life. I know this because raising my Zubat has been a pain. I like Zubat, but really getting this thing leveled up is so difficult. You're strong! You bet I am. I have a bat and a crocodilian creature. Haha! I am awesome! And weird at the same time. Do with that what you will. Alright, there's a couple of other places. I think there's 2 different routes we could go. We're just going to kind of avoid a few trainers now, because I know we've got a lot more to the south of us. So yeah, we'll do little battles at a time. You can battle random Pokemon if you want to do that. Now, there is something I think that's of importance over here. That is, if you go over here, I'm not exactly sure what... Oh, I know what that is. It's been a while since I've played this game. Totally forgot about that. Well, anyway, there is one trainer here. I think this might actually be it. If you talk to them and battle them... Well, anyway, let's check this out. I'm really good at fishing, but I'm even better at Pokemon. Alright, let's see your skills, dude. Anyway, as I was saying, there's one fisherman here that if you get his number... Well, yes, there are trainers here that offer their phone numbers to you, and if you get his number, he will actually have something very interesting for you if he calls you. So if Zubat can actually take care of this thing in one bite... No, it did not. Zubat, I'm disappointed in you. I thought you could bite things better than that. It's funny. Alright, yes, you made it flinch. That's one of my favorite side effects of bite. And I'd say it's actually comparable to crunch, but never mind, we won't get in that debate right now. Anyway, we defeated Ralph, who might be from the Ruins of Alph. Alright, so if this is the guy here, yes it is. Don't young people fish anymore? Yeah, I do sometimes. I could teach you how to fish well, if you'd like to exchange phone numbers with me. Now you want to do this because if you're going for 100% completion, to my understanding, if you accept this guy's phone number and he calls you at a certain time, you'll actually be able to catch a Pokemon called Quillfish. We'll not identify it now, but when he calls you, you will be able to come over here, fish for it. And if you want that Pokemon, I highly recommend getting his number. Outside of that, it really doesn't serve much purpose, but we'll go ahead and add him for now. That's great. I'm happy to have made a younger friend. Why would you say such a thing? I am leaving you, dude. Alright. You can come back to the creep over there if you want to, but I think my business is pretty much done here. So moving on. We have another youngster here. If I could be a ninja and sneak past this guy. Wow. I am doing unbelievable. Haha. And here we have a Pokemon Center. I guess this is here. Did I just ninja past that guy? No, he's not a trainer, huh? How would you like to have this tasty, nutritious Slowpoke tail? What? You cut a tail off a Slowpoke? Dude, you are evil! Well, anyway, for just $1 million, dude, you can't even get that much money in this game. You can't hold that much money, and I don't even think you can get that much money in this game. No, dude, you can keep your Slowpoke tail to yourself. You don't want it? Then scram. Shoo! Dude, you're a jerk. You know what? Zubat, wing attack him or do absolutely nothing again. What good is it having Pokemon follow you around if they can't attack your enemies? Anyway, I don't think there's anything really too much important here. If I'm wrong, I'll post something on screen. I'm going to go ahead and heal up my Pokemon real quick, and I'll meet you guys at that. So I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about the cut there, guys, but as it turns out, there actually is something important here. If you go over here and talk to this fisherman right here, he says, this area is great for fishing. Looking at all these people fishing. Did you feel like you wanted to try? Not really. Fishing too? Not really, but I suppose if you want to actually go fishing, you can have one of his old rods right here if you want one. If you say yes, he will give you the old rod, which is a completely worthless item right now. Really, there's no point in using this thing because all you catch with it are Magikarp. I'm not going to identify them now. I'm going to save that thing for a little bit later. So anyway, I'll teach you how to fish in a little bit. This is really not that important right now. Because like I said, I got more important things to do, and that's getting to Azalea Town. Still got quite a bit of ways to go, so time to get moving. Yes, I'll identify fishing. We have a trainer here if you're careful. Man, I'm just avoiding trainers left and right. I am awesome today. Haha. Alright, welcome to Union Cave. I really should shut up about how lucky I am, because every time I do that, something bad happens. Alright. So anyway, here at the Union Cave, there's one new Pokemon you could actually find here before we go any further. And that Pokemon is the Ground-type Pokemon Sandshrew, found only in Heart Gold throughout all the time cycles. Now, Sandshrew is a pretty good Pokemon. It has a really good physical attack stat, along with a really good defense stat. And along with that, it's got solid ground typing, which is... The main reason it's solid is because you don't have that rock typing, which adds quad weaknesses like Onix and Geodude has. So in other words, you have a Pokemon with solid typing where all the other available grass types have massive weaknesses thus far. Now, unfortunately, Sandshrew not that good in the fact that it has a very shallow move pool. You need TMs in order to really make use of this Pokemon, and the moves that really make this Pokemon good, you don't get until somewhere around mid-late game. So yeah, that's really a deal breaker with this Pokemon. You don't get any good moves until later, and in addition to having a shallow move pool, this Pokemon, like many ground types, has a low special defense and is actually kind of slow. So this Pokemon is potentially usable in my opinion if you get the TMs to use it and you get a Pokemon to help beef up your special defense. But outside of that, I'd actually recommend passing. There are better grass types that you can get. And like I said, because of that, I recommend that you pass. Alright, so now that's out there, we're going to go ahead and make it through Union Cave. It's not really that hard to figure out. There's a couple of places you could go, but like I said, I'm going to just avoid trainers and stuff when and where I can. Stupid random encounters. I wish I could avoid them like I do trainers. Oh, well, anyway, there are a few trainers here, and I think, like I said, you can avoid them. And I most certainly plan to if I can. If I can't... Oh, there's no way around that. Okay, look down, dude. Yeah, I'm awesome. Haha. What? Okay, just roll with it. Somehow he looked down and missed me. My ninja skills are awesome today. Haha. Only around random trainers, not around random Pokemon. Ugh. Alright. This is what I get for saying that I'm a master ninja. Well, anyway, we're just about actually through Union Cave here, and because of that, I guess we will do one battle. So we will battle this guy here, who, if you talk to him, he says, Zubat Supersonic keeps confusing my Pokemon. I'm seriously upset about that. You know what, dude? I have a Zubat that knows that, so, hey, I think I'm actually going to try that. So, Supersonic your Pokemon. Haha, I will KO your Pokemon. I'm in such a mood tonight. Alright. So here you got these two Pokemon here, and I'm just for the fun of it. Can Supersonic hit? No, it does not. Of course it's not. I'm the one using it. Why would it hit if I use it? I don't mean to be so pessimistic, but anytime you get moves like this, where it's like a heads or tails thing, which is what Supersonic is, you just can't do anything to these Pokemon. Or at least I can. I have the most horrible luck with anything under 80% accuracy. And even then, it feels like I miss more times than not. Anyway, there's Coughing right there. We've taken him out, which I'm super happy about. And with that, Zubat is leveled up. Very nice. Good job, Zubat. You know what? Since we haven't seen Bloke yet in this battle, we are going to send him out against this other Coughing. So you're up, Bloke. It is time for you to do your thing, and I guess it's time for another Australian attempt. I have been practicing since last time. I got the A's right. I just can't get the O's or anything else. So, or the I's is what I have. Alright, so anyway... Oi, Bloke! Bite that thing, mate! Yeah! I'm getting better. Well, at least in my opinion, those of you listening are probably thinking, boy, he's gotten worse. Well, if you have, I'm sorry. I really don't mean to. I flamed out, you... Or as the Australian said, I flamed out! I am so sorry. I really do want to speak with an accent. It's my live stream. There's a great ball. Yes, it's my dream. I can't do accents. I try so hard and I can't get them. Saved by the random encounter to regain my composure. Anyway, okay. There's a trainer there. You can battle them if you want, but I really don't want to battle too many other people. There's another item over there, and somehow I took the wrong way. Stupid random encounters. Why can't I get past this for more than 5 steps without running into something? Alright. There's an item over here. If we go pick this up, we obtain an awakening, which would have been useful against that annoying Hoot Hoot back in Sprout Tower. Because we did not, it is not any longer. Alright, so once we've made it successfully through that, we have made it to the end of Union Cave, where it is raining on the cave. I did not realize how different the graphics were at this time. Alright, so anyway, there's a person down here. Pant. Oh, I finally got through that cave. Yes, it was really so hard to do. It was much bigger than I expected. I got tired from exploring the whole thing, so I came outside. Something I didn't do, but for reasons I will talk about later. Didn't have the right HMs, so we're going to explore this area in more detail later, but I want to get the right HMs for it before we do. So anyway, that guy out there is not really that important. What is important, though, is this over here. If you go over here, you will see it's an apricorn tree. I've actually passed several of these up, but if you pick this particular apricorn up, you will obtain a P&K apricorn. I don't know why they just don't write that as pink. They're trying to abbreviate, I guess, to stay true to the original games, but anyway, it's another apricorn tree. And if we shake this thing loose, we obtain a black apricorn. Now, these apricorns are actually very important, and the reason I'm showing this is because, well, there's actually someone in the next town who will actually have something good for us. But first things first, we have a battle before making it into town. I came through the cave, but I still have plenty of energy left. So you know what, dude? We're going to drain you of that energy because, as people know, energetic people going into cities is never a good idea. Or maybe it is, I really don't know. Alright. So here we are introduced to actually what is something very unique, a weather effect. So it has started to rain, Now, when it rains in the Pokemon games, there are actually 4 different weather effects that you could use, and I guess it's a really good time to talk about this now. Now, when it's raining like this, the rain actually activates a lot of things. Pokemon with water-type moves have their attack power double. So Water Gun, which normally has a 40... I think it's a base power of 40, is actually doubled to 80, which is quite powerful. Or it's raised by... Yeah, I'm sorry, it's raised by 50... No, I really don't remember. I think it's a 50%... Yes, it's a 50% boost to water-type attacks. Anyway, fire-type attacks are decreased by 50%, and you get access to certain abilities like Swift Swim, which doubles your speed. We'll identify that on Pokemon we can find later. So anyway, there are other kind of... Or not other kind of effects. There are other weather effects you could have. One of which includes Sun, which does the opposite of Rain, decreases water-type moves by 50%, raises fire-type moves 50%, stuff like that. There's also Sandstorm, which boosts the special defense of Pokemon by 50%, rock types only. And any Pokemon that is not a rock, ground, or steel type takes a little bit of damage, 1/6 damage per turn. And then you have Hail, which has no benefit whatsoever except a 100% accurate Blizzard. And any Pokemon that's not Ice type gets a 1/6 of its damage taken away, 16. So yeah, I'm sorry for that information overload there, but just know there are certain weather effects: Sandstorm, Sun, Rain, and Hail. Each one's beneficial to certain types of Pokemon. You can do with those accordingly. Give me a few bios of them. I'll try to identify more things later as we actually encounter them. Alright, so since we've got this other Pokemon here, just kind of an example of how powerful this thing is. Told you that Water Gun is actually quite powerful, keeping in mind that Bloke is not a special attacker. What a critical hit. That proves nothing. Way to make me look bad, guys. Here I was about to prove a point and I couldn't do it because, well, you gave me a critical hit. I guess I shouldn't complain. Critical hits are lucky if you get them. Alright, so with that we've defeated Hiker Anthony. Whoa, you got more zip than to me. Anyway, mystery there, and we get money and send some to Mom. Oh, joy. By the way, I'm a hiker, so I often go to the mountains and caves. I don't usually go to town. I bet you can go to all kinds of towns on your journey, don't you? Well, that's where I'm trying to go, or at least attempting to do anyway. So anyway, you know, if we were to trade phone numbers, then we could exchange all kinds of information, yes? I suppose so. I've got Professor Elman here, so why not? We will accept your number, dude. And with that, we have obtained Hiker Anthony's number. Haha, fantastic. I'll give you a call when I think of a good, heartwarming story, okay? Fine, but don't call me unless it's an emergency, as I tell everybody that calls me. Alright, so with that out of the way, if we go a little bit further to the west, or the east I think it is, welcome to Azalea Town. It looks like we've got a little bit of trouble up this way, but we will take care of that in the next episode. Yep, but things start to get a little bit long. I think we've actually accomplished more than enough for this particular episode. So next time, in my Let's Play of Pokemon SoulSilver, we're going to go up there and kind of see what's going on, and then make our way over to Azalea Town, explore it a little bit, and then do a few other odds and ends from there. So, until that time, I will catch you guys later.